Hi there everyone, my name is 13. This is LSD through the mind's eye, science, history, and healing. In a quiet lab in Basel, Switzerland, a curious chemist named Albert Hofmann synthesized a molecule that would shape the next century of consciousness. In 1938, LSD-25 was born and forgotten. But 5 years later, a drop absorbed through his fingertips would launch a psychedelic revolution. April 19, 1943, now known as Bicycle Day, Hofmann embarked on the first intentional acid trip. He rode through a world transformed as reality bent and twisted into something strange and sublime. This was not madness, it was a glimpse into the deep architecture of the mind. LSD doesn't just warp perception, it rewires it. Under its influence, the brain's isolated regions begin to speak, lighting up in harmony, forming connections never before seen. Like a jazz ensemble improvising in real time, the mind expands beyond its default state. The default mode network, the brain's control center, quiets. And in that silence, we glimpse something vast, something free. What happens when the self dissolves? Users speak of ego death, not as annihilation but as relief. The boundaries between self and world, pain and healing, thought and feeling, begin to blur. Emotions once buried come to the surface. Some cry, some laugh, some remember. This is not escapism, it's confrontation, with truth, with trauma, with the fragile beauty of being alive. Once confined to laboratories, LSD exploded into the 1960s like wildfire. It lit the minds of artists, activists, and outlaws alike. Leary, Kesey, the Beatles, the streets of Haight-Ashbury. LSD became not just a substance, but a symbol of defiance and freedom. But with fame came fear. The government cracked down. Research halted. The molecule vanished underground, its potential buried beneath politics and paranoia. Today, we understand so much more, and we celebrate the science, not the myth. In bright modern labs, researchers are unlocking the secrets of LSD with hope and curiosity. LSD is not addictive, and it doesn't harm the brain. Instead, it acts on serotonin receptors, opening doors to new patterns of thought and feeling. Its power is profound, and with respect, it can be therapeutic and transformative. Of course, challenges remain. Intense experiences, sometimes called bad trips, can happen. For some, the mind may wander too far, and returning can be difficult. That's why clinical guidance and safe settings matter so much. In the right hands, LSD becomes a tool for healing. Set and setting, mental health history, and intention all shape the journey. In clinical studies, LSD is helping people rediscover hope, flexibility, and connection. This is not a toy. It's a tool for transformation. Decades later, LSD is returning, not as rebellion, but as remedy. In carefully guided settings, LSD-assisted therapy is helping patients with depression, addiction, trauma, and end-of-life anxiety. With the right support, these journeys become something more than experiences. They become healing. And for some, a single session brings relief that years of talk therapy never could. This is not magic, it's medicine, rediscovered. What makes healing possible? Science points to plasticity, the brain's ability to reshape itself. Under LSD, rigid networks soften, old narratives dissolve, new connections emerge. The default mode network, the hub of rumination, depression, and identity, grows quiet. In its place, a landscape of possibility appears. This is not a shortcut, it's a chance to begin again, from the inside out. As stigma fades, new doors open. Not just in science, but in society, spirituality, and the soul. Could LSD be more than a treatment? Could it be a teacher, a lens into who we are and who we might become? As we move forward, one thing becomes clear. This isn't just about LSD. It's about consciousness. It's about healing. It's about the mind's eye and what happens when we dare to look through it. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the story of LSD, a journey that's only possible thanks to rigorous scientific research. As we look to the future, it's vital to remember the foundations we stand on. We explored how LSD reshapes the brain, thanks to Carhart-Harris and colleagues in 2014. Their work, published in Frontiers in Human Neuroscience, revealed how LSD alters neural connectivity and quiets the brain's default mode network, shedding light on why the experience feels so profound. We discussed LSD's therapeutic promise, illuminated by Gasser and his team's 2014 clinical trials in the Journal of Psychopharmacology. Their research opened new doors for the use of psychedelics in healing, showing us that careful, compassionate science can change lives. Safety and context matter too. Halpern and colleagues, in their 2016 review, examined not just the risks of LSD, but also its cultural and legal evolution, reminding us that understanding must come before judgment. And of course, none of this would be possible without the foundational work of researchers like Nichols. His 2016 review details the molecular, pharmacological, and historical roots of LSD, guiding us from its discovery to its modern rebirth. Every breakthrough stands on the shoulders of those who came before. So as we imagine new possibilities for LSD and consciousness, let's remember the essential role of science to illuminate, to question, and to inspire. Thank you for watching, for thinking, and for daring to be curious. The story continues, because of you and because of science. Until next time.
Hey, subscribe or I'll kill Taco and sell him to Gargamelian meat traders.